Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us on After GMS. So glad you can join us on this spring-like day. I'm Tracy McCain here with Sydney Moore and our meteorologist Ed Matthews and Christian Morgan.
Absolutely. Good morning to all of you. So happy to be here this morning.
Yeah, we're happy to have you because the last 2 days you brought some sunshine. So you
well,
can
there
stay.
You go. Absolutely. And I'm excited because
keeping you.
Yeah, especially for those who didn't get a chance to get out there yesterday, we definitely have some time to get out there today and enjoy that nice weather.
We know Christian likes to golf when it's nice like this. Ed likes to ride his bike. There could be a lot of that happening today.
I'm just saying that you got two meteorologists here, and you gave Sydney the credit for bringing the sunshine.
Well, because tomorrow you're here and it's not going to be sunny or warm, and I don't want to have to blame you for that.
Yeah, we're not blaming me for that one.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So we have to do the good with, if I give you credit for this, then what's going to happen tomorrow?
There you go.
Yeah, we got to talk about it tomorrow. We got some big changes on the way. But for today, enjoying the nice weather that we do have. Look at this sunrise over downtown Greensboro right now. A few high cirrus clouds in the sky, but we're sitting at 50 in the Gate City right now. We're going to warm up pretty quickly as we go throughout the day now that the sun is up. We're in the mid and upper 60s by the time we get to lunch, so it'll be a good day to have lunch out on the patio. But check out where we go this afternoon, mid 70s. How many times do we ask for it to be sunny and 75? And how many times does that actually happen? Today is one of those days, so I encourage you to take full advantage of it. It might be day 3 at the golf course for me. It might be. We'll talk about that later. High pressure in control of our weather right now down to our south gives us a westerly wind, and as it comes across the mountains and sinks down into the Piedmont, we get a thing that it's called compressional warming. Basically what that means is that if the air sinks, it's going to warm up, and that's going to help our temperatures rise even higher today than they did yesterday. Now, of course, the big changes start to happen tomorrow. We'll have this backdoor cold front sliding south from Virginia with some cold air making a return to the Piedmont, but it is a hard and fast cool down. And when I mean a hard cool down, I'm talking about a 20-degree temperature drop for your Friday afternoon compared to where we will be this afternoon. So here's how that plays out. Again, we're in the mid and upper 70s this afternoon. Could come close to 80 for some folks. And then that front starts to work its way by us as we go overnight into your Friday. And as it settles to our south, that's really going to cool us off into the 30s by tomorrow morning. And then check out where our afternoon highs are for tomorrow. Only in the mid 50s, and we'll see some extra clouds along with that as well. So the next 3 days look a little something like this. 76 today, big drop tomorrow into the mid 50s. Back to the mid 60s on Saturday. You see this roller coaster trend starting to happen again. And then after that, we really warm things up in a big way as we head into the second half of the weekend. We'll knock on the door of 80 degrees by Sunday and Monday. And then as we head into the upcoming work week, temperatures will fall a little bit, but we also head into much more of an unsettled weather pattern with a chance for rain. Low chance on Monday, mainly late night or mainly evening and late night. And then a 40% chance of showers on Tuesday, 30% chance on Wednesday.
Well, Christian, thank you. It's beginning to feel a lot like springtime, but we're about 2 weeks away from that.
This is what we call a tease.
Spring
Mother Nature, always teasing us.
Just evil.
What were you going to say, Christian?
I said spring of deceit.
Oh.
Okay.
False spring.
Fall spring. Yes, there we go. All right. So because Mother Nature is giving us a little shoulder tease, but not giving us the whole dress.
There you
just
go.
the shoulder. A promise of sunshine and the sunshine ahead. I asked you all on my Facebook page to describe the forecast in one word. A lot of you had several words, but here's what you had to say. Clint says, it feels like golf playing weather. Christian, he might be related to you.
Well, he took my word. I was going to say my one word was golf.
Yep,
I'll come up with another one by the time we get to the end of this.
We heard from Wade, who said feels like camping weather. Michelle calls the weather unpredictable. Glenna said it's southern. And Siberia says awesome, but I think this pneumonia weather, so we better be careful and enjoy it while we can. You guys have heard that before. Ed Matthews, you've heard that saying before, it's pneumonia weather.
Yeah, but you tend to take off too much too quickly. Yeah, like shorts and a t-shirt, and then the next day you got the sniffles. I've been there, done that.
1,000 times.
My one word is refreshing. It just felt so refreshing. I mean, I went out downtown, I walked, I stopped and got a nice iced tea. It just felt literally just refreshing.
Nice. Okay. I would use the word finally.
Okay.
Finally.
I like that.
You know, this winter has been brutal. I felt like, you know, it just felt like there was always a winter system that we were watching or talking about for like, you know, 4 straight weeks, 4 straight weekends, no doubt. So I was happy that we just have a little taste of spring. And even though I know we're going to kind of deviate a little bit from that over the next day or so, I mean, it means there's something to look forward to. So I'm happy about it.
There's much more opportunity to get 60s and 70s through the month of March than we had in February, and then more so in April, and it's this transition period.
So Christian, your word is golf. Ed, what's your word?
Well, I was thinking about the word nice, and that's a nice word, but it's just kind of boring, right? Let's use a word with a lot of letters in it, okay? Spectacular.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's one
gotta
of those-
bring my snaps
That's
back.
one of those high school words, yeah. There you go.
Well, I will bring you to my next SAT. All right. Hopefully I don't have room to take that. So Christian did mention that his golf game is improving. And is it because you're spending more time out there because it's been nice, or is it just because you've been getting some tutelage?
Probably both.
Okay.
You know, I didn't play it. I like to golf even if it's chilly, but you know, January was so full of whether it was rain or snow or sleet, and then everything was so wet and so cold, and a lot of times the golf courses kind of keeps things closed because it's a lot of work to cover the greens at night, you know, and then do that every day. So I didn't play a whole lot during the winter, and everything that I had taken from my lessons last summer and last fall, you know, I had to try to remember that, and some of that kind of fell off the wagon. So the last 2 days, I've been at the driving range and really trying to hone back in on everything I learned. And now, you know, I think I've finally gotten back to a point where I was before it got super cold. And it just so happened yesterday that my coach was there and decided to offer a few pointers to kind of tune me back up just a little bit. So,
So
I'm
Sydney
ready
and
to
I
go.
both play golf as well.
And I was gonna say, you know, golf is all about consistency as well too.
It
So
is.
Yeah, I want to ask Christian, when you were out at the driving range yesterday, were there a lot of people that were out there doing exactly what Christian was doing, enjoying the weather and getting in a round of golf?
Yeah, it was. It's been busy the last 2 days. Yeah, it really
Yeah,
has.
I'm
people
sure
are
car
getting
washes
out.
have been too.
I was there yesterday too.
He's like, golf and a car wash, that's his life. He's like, I'm happy.
That's a warm day for Christian.
Awesome. LeVar Jarrell said he has a day off today and he's going to be going to the car wash. So I'm sure a lot of car washes will be very busy. I should be there, but I'm not because I just don't do it. I should. I even have a membership to go in whenever I want, you know, just go
nice.
in. I just don't go. But
That might be the best use of $25 that I spend
Literally.
every single month.
could be if you use it.
there you go.
All right, let's see what other people are saying up here. Oh, Dana Lyles is celebrating a birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday, dear
birthday.
friends. So exciting for you. Can I text me if I can say your age? I don't want to give it, like, I know how it is once you get to that milestone year. Let's see, people talking about the spring-like temperatures, saying they love spring. We also heard from Carol Harris, who said it was beautiful yesterday, loving the 70s. Preston said it's crazy, it might hit 80 degrees today. Joanna said, I love spring. And we also heard from lots of birthday wish. Dana, you're popular. Oh, Carl said this is crazy weather. And let's see. Bobby says he loves it. And I guess, you know, just people are just really loving it. Bobby said perfection, one day. Oh, and Dana said I can say her age. She's 40 today.
There
Wow,
you go.
Right, happy
big birthday.
Happy birthday, the big 4-0.
birthday.
It's nothing but honestly, I just have to say it one more time, just how refreshing it was because you walk downtown and you see people walking and you know, people smile too. And you just, I think I honestly, I spoke with one woman out there, just had a nice conversation. The weather like that, I don't know, for me, it just puts you in a good mood.
You know, even with the women's ACC tournament in town, I actually saw the Mascots walking downtown Greensboro yesterday. So they were out
Nice.
enjoying the weather and moving around downtown. And yeah, I honestly was shocked by this. As you guys know, I love winter. I love a cold winter day. I love an afternoon in the 40s. You guys know that. But it's really hard to complain about sunshine and 70s in a day on the golf course. I mean, it's hard to complain. But yesterday I was shocked. I asked people, I said, you know, does it get any better than this? Are you enjoying the weather? And I was shocked at the amount of people who said, no, I want Friday, and I want clouds, and I want 50s. And I was really shocked by that. I was like,
Wow.
I was like, look, even I like cold weather, and I can't complain about this.
Yeah, he's like the barometer, you know, the measurement of like whether people are going to be happy or not. So if Christian's happy about the warmth, then it's officially on. It is.
Awesome.
All right. So besides seeing the mascots downtown, make sure you look out for Ed Matthews. He could be out there at any moment riding his bike.
Riding my bike or walking Rio. We love to walk downtown, and you know how much I love downtown Greensboro. Just lots of energy, especially on a day when it's so warm and nice. Yeah.
All right, you guys can keep chatting about this. Our next conversation has to do with those mascots. So you can kind of get a little start on this by letting us know about your favorite mascot in the comments. All right, we're going to head to our headlines next. And we start in High Point, where police are investigating a deadly shooting involving a 21-year-old man. Officers say they found Laquelius Little shot near an apartment complex on North Point Avenue around 9 o'clock last night. Little was taken to a hospital where police say he died during surgery. Investigators have not released any information about a suspect, but if you have information that can help, please give them a call. Well, today the Forsyth County Commission will discuss two programs they hope will resolve an uptick in violent crimes involving area youth. They're looking at the Cure Violence program and the Juvenile Intervention and Investigation team also setting up a program. County commissioners could possibly vote on implementing either program at their meeting tonight.
Well, students at Williams High School in Alamance County are helping people file their taxes. The student accountants have completed training through a program with the IRS and will help people after school through March. For more information, call the Alamance County United Way office at 336-438-2000. City leaders are working on making parking a little easier downtown. The city plans to hire a consultant to look at the future of parking. They hope the study will look into new opportunities for more areas to park. The city says the process should take 12 to 18 months, but Mayor Vaughn hopes it'll be sooner. Today marks 2 years since the state health department reported its first case of COVID-19 in North Carolina. Since then, frontline workers have played the critical role of treating COVID patients around the clock. WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller checks in with nurses at Cone Health to get their take on efforts over the past 2 years.
It was interesting speaking with nurses from different healthcare systems because no matter if they worked in hospitals here in Greensboro or Winston-Salem, they all said the same thing. 2 years in, they say adjustments are still being made.
And just being flexible as, you know, our stuff changes. One day it's this, the next day it might change. And we try to do the best that we can do to keep up with the latest and greatest that comes out.
Moses Cone RN April Lewis says that's what it's like for her working in healthcare today. When the pandemic hit 2 years ago, we knew little about the virus, but taking care of patients was all Lewis cared about.
Nursing is hard pre-pandemic, during, post. It got worse during the pandemic, but just remembering that, you know, you're only one person and you can only, you know, you have to help yourself first before you can help your patients. So just remembering that and still making those connections with your patients when you are there to make it, you know, as meaningful as you can.
Panisa Caldwell's role with Novant Health completely shifted from administrative duties overseeing Novant's more than 700 clinics to being double masked and in full PPE at churches and schools across the triad. Despite the pain the pandemic has brought, Caldwell says there is some good to take away from it all.
So now some of our patients in the communities we work with, they tell us things, you know, so we have done a great job listening to them and also educating them, because you see a lot who has been vaccinated. I feel great. We have accomplished a lot in 2 years.
And back out here at Moses Cone, Lewis tells me that they have had patients come in with the virus 2 months ago that have not left their COVID unit. So there is still some work to be done. Right now, Cone has about 84 patients that have COVID that they're caring for.
All right, thank you, Denise. Let's go ahead and get to our second conversation this morning. A lot of you already typing in comments here on the feed. We want to know, because, you know, one of the best parts about going to a ball game, the mascots, of course. They do whatever necessary to get the crowd pumped up for their team. I mean, whatever necessary.
With the ACC Women's Tournament in full swing here in Greensboro, you may have seen some of the team's mascots downtown, just like Christian said. The 15 mascots representing the teams playing spent some time downtown. As you can see, they went to several stores getting people fired up for the day's matches. I'm so sad I missed this. Today, the Duke Blue Devils play the Miami Hurricanes and the Wake Forest Demon Deacs.
All right.
That is so nice.
So
I'm
fun.
so sad I missed that. They're just having a ball.
Yeah, that's kind of cool that they got out and, were able to, hype up the downtown crowd ahead of the ACC
That's
Women's
really nice.
Tournament. I bet it was a little warm for some of those mascots. I definitely felt a little bad for, the yellow jacket. It's got a lot you got on there. Your whole head is covered,
And I wonder, I don't know too much about mascots, but I wonder if they have some sort of cooling thing inside of the suits or something like that for hot weather. I don't know. I don't know, I think.
So I was, whenever can't talk. Whenever I was in high school, I was the cow mascot at Chick-fil-A. Because I worked at
That's
Chick-fil-A.
right.
And we had, it was a July day, there's Cow Appreciation Day in the summer.
Yes.
And it was in the middle of July, and it was super hot, it was like 90 degrees. And of course, I worked at the Asheboro locations there. So on the side of 64, Dixie Drive, for the locals there, I was out in the middle of July, in the middle of the day, in this big cow costume that's supposed to have not only an ice pack in like the head and on the vest that you wear, but it's also supposed to have a fan in it. And both of those instruments were broken that day.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I can tell you it's the hottest I've ever been.
Oh
believe
my
it.
goodness.
Did you take shifts with someone else, or was it just you?
It was just me that day, so I would go
Oh,
out for
man.
about 15, 20 minutes at a time and then come back in and sit in the air conditioning for 30 minutes.
Wow.
Ed, do you know a silly mascot or one that maybe not silly, but you saw hyped up a crowd pretty well?
Well, I tell you what, the Mr. and Miss Wolf over at NC State, they know how to kind of ramp up a crowd. Certainly they're my favorite. I wonder why, since I went to school there. But I'll tell you a little story about Mr. and Miss Wolf. They dated for years and years and years and years, and they finally got married. Yeah, that's right. They got married at the halftime of a basketball game on February the 28th of 1981. So they've been married for a while, but guess who married them?
Who?
The Wake Forest Demon Deacon, the mascot for Wake Forest,
Oh,
married
wow.
them in
Because he always has on a tux.
Yeah, that's
Hello.
it. They were at half court, halftime of a game over at Reynolds Coliseum, and they got married. So they're my favorite.
NC State is one of only about a dozen universities or colleges around the nation that have two mascots.
Nice.
The only in the
Full factoid there.
ACC, for sure. Oh yeah, I'm ready for Jeopardy. Sign me up.
Do you guys know, we were talking about crazy mascots. In Mississippi, I think it's Cleveland, Mississippi is where this is at. It's Delta State.
Delta State.
Their mascot is the Fighting Okra,
As in the vegetable?
like the vegetable.
How do okra fight? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
Can you reenact this?
I don't know. It looks like, I don't know if you've seen it or not. It just looks like this droopy green blob.
Not a
It's a
blob.
terrible looking mascot.
I need to look this up.
Not a blob.
It's a terrible looking mascot.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
wow.
So
Well, I
you're
will
all
have to
looking it up
say,
right now.
my favorite mascot, of course, is coming from my school at Mississippi State, Bully, who is an English bulldog. And when he comes into the stadium, all eyes are on Bully. So that's my favorite mascot, of course.
All right, so Christian is an App State Mountaineer, and I'm trying to picture the mascot. All I can think of is the logo, the A, and I can't think of the actual mascot. So give me an idea of what we're working with here.
So we're the Mountaineers. So our mascot is actually a mountain man. His name is Yosef.
Oh.
He wears plaid. He wears overalls. Actually, hold on. I brought this picture up because I thought you might ask. This is Yosef Can you see that? There's Yosef right there. He's
Wow.
a mountain man. And he's changed over the years. He used to, when I was I think a sophomore or a junior, he used to wear a yellow plaid shirt and overalls, and he had white beard. But since then, he's dyed his hair, and he has a black beard now, and normally wears that black and gray plaid shirt.
I like his new look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because I'm standing beside of him?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, from one mascot to another, you guys probably had so much to talk about.
Well, plenty to talk about.
Did you try out for your Chick-fil-A mascot role, or was it because you fit the suit?
It was because I fit in the suit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get you. Don't worry about it. I would have chosen you 100 times.
And a lot of people were on vacation that day too. So.
I gotcha. All right. So I think that Ramesses does a great job. Carolina's mascot just does an awesome job hyping up the crowd. And I've been to a few Wake Forest games, and the Demon Deacon has a little motorcycle scooter that he revs up before the basketball games, and then he goes around the court and he scares my son half to death. And but it's wild. Their pregame is amazing at Wake Forest, but nothing to me compares to Carolina's. I mean, they usually have like a hype man, and that person like literally does all like the talking and the announcing and on the court, And then also, then you have the mascot who comes in and does whatever, gymnastics, karate, whatever move to get the crowd hyped up. And he does a really great job. I also think that the Aggies have a great mascot. Does a lot of the same stuff, where they, just. And the music, of course, because it's an HBCU, so they typically play a lot of hip hop music and like oh, and you just kind of like flow. You're kind of like excited about it. So I would have to say those two schools are my faves in terms
Tracy,
of mascots.
I want to ask you, what about Connecticut? I should know their mascot, but I don't.
They're the Huskies. So they're pretty lame.
Go ahead, Tracy. Knowing all the mascots, I love this. Awesome.
No, I went to UConn, so I should know that one. But so they're kind of. It's a different experience.
She doesn't have as much pride in the Huskies.
No, I do. I do have a lot of UConn pride. I just know that if I'm going to a North Carolina A&T State University game,
you're in it.
And I'm going to UConn, it's a totally different vibe. It really is. I mean, at A&T you have a DJ on the floor, right near the court, and they're playing like all this hype music. At UConn, it's the band and it's fun and stuff. It's just a different vibe. I can't explain it any other way.
I just found a photo of Bully and I don't know if you can really see it too well, right? Let's see. I had to copy Christian here. Which one am I going to?
Two.
Am I going to two? Okay.
Two.
I'm going to three. I'm going to three.
Oh, well,
I'm going to two.
I told you two. I told her to.
I'm not sure which one. Okay.
Musical cameras.
So this is me and Bully. I was so happy to get this photo of me and Bully. He wasn't really looking at the camera, but
But you were.
That's all that counts. He was there.
Now, I was going to bring this up, but Rhonda asked about it first in the chat. I was going to mention that Eric Chilton, our very own, was the first Ramsey at Carolina. And he was telling me a funny story, because when you're wearing the mascot uniform, you can only see out of that little cutout, like in the mouth. That's the only place you can see out of. And usually it's got like grates or like a screen on it, so your vision is not very good. So usually you have to have somebody that goes with you or kind of walks with you and guides you around if you're the mascot. And I remember him telling me a story where one time he tripped, or he was running down the court and he tripped. And he said, at that point, like I have no control over what I'm doing. And he said the court, was slick. And he said he remembered like just sliding across the court. Didn't know where he was going, but the only thing he could see through that little grate in the mascot mouth was just the lines of the hardwood just like sliding under him. He said, I had no idea where I was going. I was just sliding across the court.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, there are probably some wild things that they can explain, but think of all the opportunities you get as a mascot, especially if the team is doing well, maybe Final Fours or championship games and all those memories. And, that's just something that not everybody can do or does. So what a unique part of like history that Eric has, he's forever connected.
There you go.
With the Tar Heels.
And gang, over the years, during the ACC tournament, we've had some of the mascots here on the Good Morning Show when they were available. Sometimes they're available, sometimes they're not. And I just want to tell you, when they walk in the door of the building, it's just like one gigantic ball of energy. I mean, it just changes everything, and they're just doing so many crazy antics. I tell you, you got to be talented really to be a mascot. Yeah, no doubt, and be full of energy and physically fit too.
Yeah, I remember when Notre Dame was in the ACC and they were one of the mascots that came here. Of course, they're the Fighting Irish, and that Irishman was playing a lot of tricks. He was hiding my teleprompter operator, my scripts, like everything was missing, and I'm like, where is everything? He's like,
And you know, I also think that this is kind of a conspiracy, but I think a lot of some mascots are probably maybe shy, like, but when they put their, put it on and everything, they're like, this is my opportunity to just, be someone different and just have fun, so to say.
Was that you, Christian?
It was. I was going to say that because the whole thing is you're not supposed to know who's in the costume, right?
That's the thing.
And obviously, working in my hometown and being the cow, I knew almost everybody that came into the Chick-fil-A, and at that point they have no idea who's in the costume. So you make them dance with you, and you make them do crazy things, and they have no idea, and you're just embarrassing them, and they have no idea who it is behind the whole thing. So that was always so fun to me.
I don't even think people at your school could know who the mascot was either.
It was always kind of like a taboo thing.
Right? Yeah.
You're like, oh, that mascot's crazy.
It's me.
Okay. You know who's in it, don't you? Yeah.
All right, so a lot of people agree. So I said Ramesses. Was I not correct, or was it? I thought
Ramsey?
It's Ramsey.
Ramsey.
I think I'm thinking of mythology. So, okay, Ramses. Did I say it right?
That's right.
Okay, so UNC. So a lot of people have said that. Ramses.
That.
Yes. Melita said talked about that. Archer Flight said, we've been watching Cobra Kai 4 because I mentioned the whole karate thing that they do. Let's see. LeVar says he could be the Chick-fil-A cow mascot, so he could break dance.
Did you also see what he said? If News 2 had a mascot, what would it be?
If News 2 had a mascot, I don't know, Ed, could we turn your brilliance into a mascot? Because you are like a legend.
Totally
Yeah,
see
it.
We could name it the Deuce. But I don't know what a deuce would be.
So maybe it's just 2 fingers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, 2 big fingers.
A walking
How about
peace
that?
sign.
A walking piece. Is that kind
With
of
Ed's
scary?
name on it.
Listen, let me tell you something. If a school can have a fighting okra, and
Hey, hello.
listen, we can come up with a mascot here.
Yeah. The Fighting Deuce.
Yeah.
Or
Fighting
how about
Deuce.
the Duel? No, me? Okay.
No, I like the fighting deuce.
I like the Fighting Deuce too. Anything that fights would be great. All right, well, this has been a fun conversation, probably one that lasted way too long, but still, when you're having fun, you gotta have to let the good times roll. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm like, okay.
All right.
No, you said it. You said it.
Let's take another look at our forecast.
Okay, let's do it. Beautiful morning, warming up. We're on our way to the mid and maybe even a few upper 70s. And then a cold front moves through later on this evening as a dry front. That'll cool us off by about some 20 degrees tomorrow. We're looking at mid 50s on Friday, cool northeasterly wind and some extra clouds. But that front over the weekend will move back north of our area as a warm front. Some extra clouds, maybe a sprinkle on Saturday and 65. But look at Sunday and into Monday, mid and upper 70s, and especially Monday, maybe getting really close to the 80-degree mark. We'll bring in a late day shower, probably more likely overnight Monday night and into Tuesday, and another small chance of rain on Wednesday. We'll drop it back into the mid 60s on Tuesday, upper 50s on Wednesday.
So I loved everything you said until you said upper 50s.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's
Still
okay.
pretty
It's
good.
not bad.
Yeah.
We've been worse.
It's
Yeah,
not 70s, but it's not 40s.
true.
Yeah. Well, we'll meet in the middle.
There's a nice balance. There you go.
Thanks so much for joining us for the Thursday edition of After GMS. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 7:45 on the News 2 Facebook page. Have a great day, everybody.
See you then.